Well, our conversation is continuing as it's reflecting on this book we're offering you this month by Tim Keller called The Reason for God, the subtitle Believe in an Age of Skepticism. Tony Costa, apologist, is and has been our guest, continues to be. Tony, when we talk about skepticism and probably some of the hardest hits we take by comedians and people in motion pictures and oftentimes folks who are quite angry with Christ followers, they'll throw the question, how can a good God send good people to hell? It's an interesting question. It's one of the chapters that Tim Keller devotes a lot of time to. Take these few minutes and tell us the answer as you see it.
Yeah, the interesting thing about skeptics is they doubt everything, but the one thing they don't doubt is that they doubt. So they're not skeptical about their skepticism, something to bear in mind. The thing about hell is, the interesting thing is that people say, why would a loving God send people to hell? Now, the presupposition, again, is that people are innocent, that they're basically innocent, they're not deserving of punishment, etc. This shows a lack of understanding of how God views sin.
So people say, well, we are innately good. Mankind, humankind is innately good.
Right. I think that the common person would admit that that's false. If they really look inside their hearts, they will see that we are really not perfect at all, that we have been guilty of the most treasonous acts, that we have committed the most horrible crimes in the history of the world. But in the case of hell, there's this idea that people are sent there and that they're innocent. The fact of the matter is, John, that those who go to hell, as C.S. Lewis rightly put it, there's two types of people at the end: those who say to God, "Thy will be done," and those to whom God says, "Thy will be done." And the people in hell are not people who are innocent. These are people who hate God. These are people who perpetuate their hatred for God. They don't want to leave hell. We have this idea that people, if they could just have another chance, they'd leap out of there. The idea here is that hell is for those who do not want to be in the presence of God. They don't want to enjoy the beatific vision of God's glory. And therefore, those who go there because they have rejected the gospel and they do not wish to be in relationship with God. And so we have this misapprehension about hell, that these are innocent folks there. No, these are people who hate God. They hate the gospel. And so God gives them up to their desires. And so it is a just judgment on the part of God to send those who would not wish to be in His presence.
Well, I hope that we have created or stimulated your thinking here, and you may really not like what you just heard. Or you may just say amen to that. Whatever your position is, I want to encourage you, even if you're a skeptic, I want to encourage you to call. You may be watching us in a hotel room, you may be at home, you may be at the end of a bar, and this is on the screen. That happens, 100 Huntley Streets, all over the place. And you may say, hey, I don't like what this guy just said, and I don't like what this book represents, but have you read it? I want to encourage you, call us and ask for the book, and we would be delighted to send it to you. And Tony, I'm very grateful for your heart, and may God continue to bless your ministry in the days ahead, and we look forward to having you here again and again.
Thank you, John.
God bless you.